I've never seen anyone get into a race car in a set of brogues before. What a combo. What do you reckon, man? Just saying you look like the epitome of a race driver right there, man. Awesome. A gentleman racer. Yeah. So is the plan for Tom to drive it?
No.
No? No? You said that with such conviction.
Yeah, no.
The hell, you're like, no.
That's as close as Tom's going to get to the steering wheel.
Here he is. Mate, he's not hanging around.
Oh, that's fast, isn't it?
What I was intrigued by was the shifts were so short.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like you're short shifting, right? It's like whap.
It was shifting up very quickly.
Yeah.
But some of the harsh braking into tight corners was still taking a fifth.
Yeah, brilliant.
Only shifting down to fifth, the torque on it's fantastic.
Something about a slick. It's not just the aero in the actual car. To be able to run suspension that's capable of dealing with the loads that a slick brings, it opens up a different world of speed and just enjoyment. This side of the car industry is going to grow massively, and I think not just because it's awesome, but you know, how hard is it getting now to enjoy a car on the road fast?
Yeah,
you know?
car can...
And then once you take your road car on a track, after a while you're like, this is good, what's the next thing? The problem is once you go to a race car, you're spoiled. Like, that's it. Once you've experienced a race car, you get back in your road car and you're like, oh, I mean, that's why it's a race car.
We've spoken before about some of the rest of mod stuff as well, and we think there's going to be a definite push into the older, more involved cars.
It's because they're enjoyable at accessible speed. All right, now I'm changed. Let's actually talk about this car. Let's not beat around the bush. This is our finance partner, Charles and Dean, Ferrari 488 Challenge car. Well, what's really interesting about today is a few months ago, we were really fortunate to be invited by Ferrari to drive their 488 Challenge Evo, which is based on this, but as the Evo would suggest, it has evolved to improve its overall dynamics. So I'm going to be really interested to see how this thing compares. So top line overview of this thing. Flat plane crank, turbocharged V8, it's around about 660 horsepower, originally developed to take part in, as the name would suggest, the Ferrari Challenge. This one, interestingly, taken off the ceramic brakes sensibly to run it regularly for testing and track days. Reason being, it's been swapped with the steels because a set of ceramic Ferrari brakes are really, really expensive. Now, along with brakes, we also have specific developed slick tires for this program, for this car. So this was originally part of the Ferrari 488 Challenge series, and as part of that they had specific tires which were developed for this. When you get into the world of aero, this isn't like a full downforce car, but it definitely benefits from quite a lot of heavy aero. Combined with race brakes, race geometry setup and slicks, this stuff here opens up an entirely different world of joy. Comments below, what circuits should we take this thing to? If we could get it to the ring, that would be something else. Have you ever read a car review about a road car that is track biased? Take something like a, 458 Speciale or a GT3 RS. You'll always, or quite often hear that cliche word of, it's like a race car for the road. No, it isn't. It's nothing like a race car for the road. Real race cars are so stripped out. Anything you don't need, cup holders and interior trim. I mean, look down there, the central console is non-existent. You can literally see the interior workings of this car. They take the sports seats to an entirely different level. All of this support here keeps your dome within the confines of the bucket so you don't overstrain your neck, and then on top of that you've got the harnesses, which therefore allows you to wear a hands device, which I'll share that shortly when we take you for a drive. This is a more conventional steering wheel, and this, I actually love this because look at it, we've got that beautiful patina of worn race Alcantara. For me, there is a nostalgic feel about that, but in the Evo it's a much more modern rectangle style endurance race wheel, which if we really play our cards right this year, the idea is to take this racing. So Would you like to see us race a Ferrari on the channel? We're going to hop in and find out just how much a proper race car setup changes the dynamics of a car.
Race cars. There's nothing like a race car, though. Interestingly, I think the front end on this is more pointy than the Evo.
Well, I've had Porsche who look after it. I've had them change the geo on it over the winter.
Definitely the sharper bite. Yeah. And interestingly, I found the brake, when you bleed off, there's quite a fine margin. It's not that progressive off, it's quite on or off, but brilliant feeling. Like the world of slicks as well, you can lean on them so much, can't you?
Yeah. You can.
And what a day for it. This is what it does to you. Makes you smile, makes you constantly smile. So good.
Driving a Ferrari factory race car, I mean, what gets better?
What gets better, eh? As far as Tuesdays go, it's up there. It's a great display of the difference between a race car and a track day. I mean, it's just another echelon of performance and where you can lean.
They come in the GT3 RSs, they come in the Pistas, they come in the 720Ss, and then you put them in these.
It's mind blowing. It really
they think they're going quick, and then you put them as a passenger.
But do you find you're spoiled because race cars ruin road cars? You just can't do it.
People say, "What do you drive?" And I say,
Golf.
The van.
And they're like, "What are you talking about?"
I'm not interested. Road cars don't even.
We were having this chat. We were literally having this chat. The more racing drivers I speak to, the more they don't care about cars. There's just no interest in them.
If my numbers came up tomorrow, no, I'd be one of these.
I'd be in a full-on GT3 car. I think the stuff that must be magic is the boys who are able to run previous GT1 cars for track days, like a Pro Drive 550 or something like that. These endurance legends cars, so good to get back on track. Idea now is we're going to try and find some slots and go race a Ferrari. So comments below, if we could race at 1 or 2 tracks this year in the UK, where would it be? And if we really wanted to push things out of the boat, Spa, anyone? That'd be awesome. So, massive thank you to Charles and Dean for putting us in their 488 challenge. What a machine.
The guys have done a phenomenal job on the setup. The front end of it was actually more pointy than the Challenge Evo I drove back in Abu Dhabi. That was cool, and the team from Bell Sport as well, they've ran the car seamlessly. So looking forward to doing a race with everyone. As always, thanks so much for watching. I shall see you next time. Ciao.